What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
And we are
on the other side
with Hill City Paranormal.
He'll say paranormal. Paranormal.
Hey, Daryl.
Daryl. Shout out Bedford Paranormal. The
Spirit of Clover Hill.
Of Clover Hill.
And the Appomattox.
Applematics.
Applematics.
Yeah. Applematics.
Gang. Paul Fowler, North Carolina Coastal Plains. John Sullivan.
Sully with F.
Fredericksburg Paranormal.
Which we're going to be with him this weekend at the hospital. On the hill?
No. On
the old hospital.
What?
On the hill.
What?
We're going to be somewhere. Damn. Somewhere.
In some hospital on a hill. Hello,
some
you lovely person, Beth.
Hello, Beth. Thank you for joining us.
Kim Brady. Where's the other half? Where is the other half? Ronnie Anderson, Bedford Paranormal.
Ronnie.
Lois Clark. Hello, darling.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hello, darling.
That was a wild video I sent
There is the other half.
You know what? Hey, what's up, James?
James Brady.
Yep. Look, hey.
And wait, we forgot.
Oh, Michelle Wilfong with the Haunted Apartment. Y'all check her out on YouTube.
There you go, John, because, he can't speak.
Look, I knew it was the hill somewhere.
Wait, old hospital on College Hill? Wait.
I said that.
Wait.
I left out the word college.
You know what? Whatever.
I'm tired of college.
The hospital on some damn hill.
Look, I went to college years ago, and I hated it. I hated it every day.
All right, look.
I had a cool teacher, though. Shout out Miss K.
We'll be there Saturday. We're going Saturday, and we will be live on TikTok.
I might do a giveaway.
Yeah, we're going to do a giveaway.
Some people don't know I went to college.
You went to college? Lord.
We might do a giveaway, free t-shirt to who tell me what I went to college for.
Oh my God. I'm just kidding. Paranormal people, the Howlers. Hello. Is it Howlers?
Howlers? Howlers or Hailers?
Hailers. You know us Southern folk can't talk. But look.
Yes. I'm a Southern folk.
Yeah.
Sully, look what I got on.
Yeah. You're a Southern folk and you can't talk.
Yeah,
all right.
County, baby.
You went to BYU? Like, John, wait a minute. Hold on, John. Like, are you talking about like Brigham Young? Oh, I was like, wait a minute. Hold on now. We have a whole nother conversation.
You're slow.
Because like you're Mormon.
You are slow.
Like hollers. You're walking down the holler. You could say that. Holler. You're from the South?
I'm from the South, but we didn't talk like that.
Do not go Route 52 to Old Hospital on College Hill. Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate it.
We're going to follow you then.
Yes.
Thank you, Michelle. We enjoy watching your live stream.
All right, guys.
I love watching your videos. Your pots.
Lotus. It would seem as though we just studied paranormal. But without further ado, as you see on the bottom of this screen scrolling, it says welcome unique paranormal 1.5. We are missing half of that, but that is okay. We are not 1.5, but this lovely human being, Miss Shauna, is
in the house. That's what she is.
Yes. So we are missing the other half of unique paranormal, but she is working.
She is.
She works hard for the money.
And you know what? We appreciate her for that because she is an essential worker. She's making that dough, y'all.
Before we go any further, we're gonna rename Shauna the twerk queen.
Heck yeah! You wait, I'm gonna show up.
Why did Danielle just follow suit? Like she was like, "Oh, we're twerking. Okay, let's twerk."
Everybody was twerking. See, the video got cut off.
The older gentleman at the end, he was like, "Wait, what are we doing?" Okay.
Everybody was twerking.
I'm gonna have to remix this with everybody.
Yeah. They was getting down.
That is hilarious. Now, I've got a video of you twerking, and that was funny. And then Sean came to me, and he's like, I have a whole video of everybody twerking. And I was like, wait, I have twerking. So we were just running around twerking.
Look, y'all was getting down. I love it.
I was twerking all day.
All day?
I didn't expect it, though. I did not expect it. I was flying the drone, And they said, "Hey, Sean, watch this." And I'm like, I'm looking at my camera on the drone. I peeked around the corner. They was getting it.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, "Oh man."
Look, we ain't got no sense. You cannot put us four together. You just can't. We learned that on the very first time we met.
Yeah.
Like toxicity, and it's great.
No, it's just flat out good freaking fun. That's what it is.
Yes.
Good people, good fun.
And you know what? That's what literally paranormal investigating should be about, you
Absolutely.
guys. Because energy is everything. Like I say it time and time again. You know, if you go into a haunted location, you're like, this is some bullshit. I'm not gonna get nothing. You ain't gonna get nothing. You ain't gonna get nothing. You're gonna sit there doing silly stuff all night, looking at the wall.
Smelling some dookie or something.
Yeah.
It'd be about it.
So, hi, Larissa. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yes.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, we are Sean and Courtney with Hill City Paranormal. We also host On the Other Side every Tuesday, 8 p.m. live. And why? Hold on. Candy. Hi, darling.
Hey, Candy.
No, I'm not going. I am skipping the next comment.
Nope.
I see you, cuzzo, run. Here we go.
She's in here. I got to do it.
I tried to save you, Emily.
Emily, stop lying. Emily, stop lying.
Lord have mercy.
Emily, stop lying.
It's a tradition.
Emily, stop lying. Emily, stop lying. Emily, stop lying. Emily, stop lying. Emily, quit that damn lying, girl.
We decided to just jumpsuit.
You did not see me.
If I was prepared, I would have had a cowbell.
Oh my gosh, we should have warned you.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
We should have warned you.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I had to do it.
You know, Emily, I actually relocated this guitar. This is a true story.
I found it.
Okay. I relocated the guitar on behalf of you.
That's right. I have 3 more acoustics sitting here. Let's go.
As our intro was playing, Sean said, "Oh God, I forgot a spit bottle." And he like jumped up and he ran. And as he was coming in, he like barrel rolled into the room and grabbed the guitar. He was like, "I cannot forget this for Emily in case I see her."
She said, "Can you play that with different names?"
In a recording so I can use it. Yes, Larissa, we can remix this any way possible. And Ronnie said he was playing along with you.
Ronnie really did. The last podcast Emily popped in, Ronnie pulled out the guitar. So I finally got my brother Ronnie from Bedford Paranormal on my side.
Oh my God.
Only
We
thing
country
that
folks
would make
around
that
here.
better would be a kazoo. The only thing
You
that
know
would
what?
make that better.
You know what? A kazoo.
We are starting.
Shauna, get you a kazoo. You could be the
starting a
kazoo player.
paranormal band. I can't sing anymore. So.
Heck yeah.
Larissa said, "Send it ASAP. I got people for days." Send the list of names. He's got guitars
some
for
names.
days.
I got you. I got you.
Oh my gosh. Now Emily gets more shout outs than we do. Look, hey Emily, Emily, what's up?
Emily, stop lying.
Emily, shout out for Emily. Oh my gosh.
Shauna can sing and play the egg.
Let's do it.
Look, we've heard Shauna sing, okay? Pop on anybody that does not follow Unique Paranormal 1.5 on TikTok. You are missing out.
Yeah.
You are not only getting a live investigation, but you are getting a whole live performance.
Sometimes.
Okay, without fail, if the music box goes off, you are getting a live performance. Phenomena. Phenomena. Okay, that's coming out during the live. And then whatever song is on her heart at that particular moment.
Like some Patsy Cline or some Reba. It's usually something like that.
Definitely more Reba. Yes.
I listened to the whole live and was dying. I was like, she is singing.
Here's my last chance, fans. Don't let me die.
That night in the jail, this damn name Bert kept coming up. Shauna said, Bert, what is your issue? Bert, where are you? Bert, somebody
looking for Ernie.
Yeah, somebody said, Bert, who are you? Or I said, who's Bert? Why does Bert keep going on? Somebody said that's Ernie's best friend.
It was Ashley with Dark Hollow. You can always
Oh
count.
my God. That was hilarious. That's the night that the lights went out at Doss House. That is hilarious. So, Shauna, tell us a little bit. So you're not all right. I've got so much to talk about here. So let's start.
A whole lot.
Let's start from the basics. Okay. Unique Paranormal 1.5 wasn't always 1.5.
It was not.
What was it originally? Tell us a little bit of the story.
All right. So Unique Paranormal 1 was my mother's paranormal group. She had that group for quite a few years, moved to Kane, Pennsylvania, where she was hoping to get that off the ground. She basically just investigated with everybody. She'd travel all over, go to conventions, stuff like that. And that's just what she did. Her heart and soul was in the paranormal field. She loved everybody she came across and developed more of a family with her paranormal family. So unfortunately, 2023, she was diagnosed terminal cancer and she passed away in September. We're coming up on that anniversary here. And so I didn't really know how to transgress loss. Like I never had a huge loss like that before. And taking care of my mom in the end there was definitely life-changing, humbling, life-changing. So when she was no longer here, I felt like I was robbed of time with her. So this was a way for me to stay connected with her and kind of develop a grief journey along the way. So we continued on her paranormal group. Thank you. Appreciate that. We continued on her paranormal group. We renamed it Unique Paranormal 1.5 in hopes that we could be half of the investigator that she was. So that's where Unique Paranormal 1.5 was born. And we just, it was me, Danielle, my good friend, Beth, my mom's best friend, Cheryl. That's where we started at. We were all there the most for mom and the day she passed away. So that was like the core foundation of us there. And then we've met some awesome people along the way. Good friends, Sarah Lee, Amy and Candy come and hang out with us now. So yeah, we're traveling around doing all the things, learning. My mom was big on respect for the paranormal and spirit and stuff like that. So we try to implement things that way that she would have done them while having fun. So that's super important. If you're not having fun, there's nothing on it, right? So yeah, that's my daughter, Chloe.
Oh, hi, Chloe.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, that's where the Unique Paranormal 1.5 comes from.
And see, the first time I met you, like I was so humbled by your story because I too lost my mom in 2010 and I never really talked about it to anybody. And I was kind of like envious that you were like so able to freely speak about the loss of your mom. Because I definitely did not process it the way that I should have, which is super unhealthy. So I was like, wow, she's actually doing something in honor of her mom. And so that has stuck with me ever since the very first time I met you guys. Cause I was like, this is awesome.
I'm glad. Well, yeah. And that's how I've been looking at it. Like how I talked about on Saturday, like we always have the choice of how we turn our pain into power. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. You can keep your loved one's memory in the highest regard and, you know, try to be more, try to be better. It just changes you. It humbles you. So, you know, how my mom always did things, you know, she was always like, she was funny because, you know, anytime you had a cut or a headache or, you know, the answer to everything was either divine order or lavender oil. Those were the two things. No, that's it. That's all you need in life is to just believe in divine order and always have an overflowing stash of lavender oil. So yeah, like and feeling that purpose, because I felt like I was robbed of time with her. And so doing things this way, choosing to do something that she loved so much, implementing something that she would have loved to have been a part of, helps me feel closer to her.
And see, the thing is we've gotten the opportunity to investigate the Doss house now twice.
Yeah.
And I 100%, I don't know if you agree, Sean, but I wholeheartedly think that Mama Holly is investigating right alongside of us.
Oh,
yeah.
I do. That feeling is there. Like it really is. And the thing that we as humans tend to do, unfortunately, subconsciously, is take a lot of things in life for granted. And one of those things is time. You know, there's a lot of times where we've got friends that we just grow apart from. It's not that we forget about them. It's not that we're not friends with them. It's not, you know, and same with family. You know, oh, I'll call them tomorrow. Oh, I'm busy. I got to go to work. I'll do it tomorrow. You know, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow may not come.
Right. You know, and grief is never easy. Losing somebody you love, there's never easy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. And processing it is super important. So if you can put that energy into like a haunted location like you guys have, or into investigating the way that you guys have, that's super commendable in my opinion, because it's like you're able to take her with you everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely.
And speaking of Emily, even though she gets picked on, she recently, like within the last few months, lost her dad.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And so she is also kind of going through that. So I'm glad to see that she popped in here because I wanted her to hear your story. I told her the first time I left the Doss house, I was on the phone with her for 4 hours. Okay, no joke. I was like, girl, you got to check out the Doss house. Like, these are great people. Like, I think you're really going to like these people, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, all right, like, when are we going? You know? So I think that it's important for her to hear that message too, that I've been working through some things with her, and we've been doing research on signs that a loved one may have visited. And we had author Sin Schrader, and next time I see you, I'm gonna bring this book. Okay. We had author Sin Schrader on our show a while back, and she wrote a book about signs when a loved one has visited from beyond the grave. And I actually read her book, and I was like, well, I never saw any of those signs, or did I? And I wasn't paying attention. And that was key. So a couple weekends ago, we went to Rainworth, and I was finding random coins all over the lodge. And it was tripping me out because I was like, where are these coins coming from? And then certain things started happening. So then we went to the Doss house. And the first time we investigated the Doss house, which I'm going to have you explain to everybody in here what the Doss house is and about the Doss house. But the first time I went, we set every piece of equipment in that barber chair, and it never went off. The second time when we were communicating with Mom, it was going off crazy. Yeah. So then prior to leaving, Sean and I happened to look over in a garden, a completely unattended garden. I know. I need to go out there, pull weeds and do whatever. But that's a whole nother grieving process that we're going through. We lost our lawn care guy, which is a childhood friend of Sean's, recently. And he was the last person to work in that garden, and it's just been a struggle to touch it. As we were getting in the car to head up to the Para United Expo, I looked over and I said, what the hell is that? There was this like random weird looking red flower in this garden. So, Sean grabbed his glasses, his little Meta glasses, and I, of course, Google pictured it, and it was a red spider lily. And so, of course, I'm doing the research on a red spider lily, and I'm like, what the hell is that? I've never seen a red spider lily. And come to find out that the red spider lily is native to like Japan and Asia. So, like, why is it here? I'm in Virginia. But it is, I guess you've done more research than I have. So what does it symbolize?
It basically symbolizes rebirth and death, the celebration of death, and basically symbolizes a loved one, that's passed. It's also found in graveyards,
Wow.
mainly.
So the Japanese used to plant it next to the tombstones when somebody would pass away in remembrance of the loved one who passed. It like also symbolizes the separation between life and death. So now I've got this like boxed off area. I'm like, nobody touched the spider lily.
He's telling y'all, get your asses out here and tend to this garden and hang out with me.
Look, I was out there tonight before the podcast, hand pulling weeds and cursing under my breath, going, "This is some bullshit."
He's like, I didn't work this hard for nothing, y'all. Get your butts out here.
So I'm working on it.
The last time he was in it, he worked really hard in that garden.
He did. So, with that being said, I think it's super important to pay attention to the signs that are there. And it wasn't until this past time that we went to the Doss house with you guys that I really paid attention to Miss Holly's presence.
Yeah.
And, there was obviously a whole lot going on. The Doss house is a place, guys, when Sean said, I'm stressed out, like he was not lying. Like the Doss house will stress you out in a good way, not in a bad way. So with that being said, tell us a little bit about the Doss house.
Well, there's just so much. I don't even know where to start with the Doss house. I think so. Obviously, again, the Doss house was purchased in honor of my mom as well. That's how it started off that way for us. My mom always wanted to own an Airbnb. Well, an Airbnb is just like a little bit out of our wallet scale, So we got our hands on the Doss house. Obviously investigated it before we purchased it. We were like, this is great. Like there were just so many interconnecting things, making it clear to us. And I'm not sure that I've told anybody this yet. That we knew that this was the place for us. So when Danielle and I had met, I was living in St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. The Doss house is on St. Mary's Street. We met for the very first time at Prince Gallitzin State Park, who founded the town where the Doss house resides. Prince Gallitzin. There were just several little correlations that we were like, okay, this
is it.
Me. And the intention of what this place was for, I think is kind of what set us apart from some other places. We knew nothing historically about this place. Danielle knew some stuff, but prior to Doss being there, we knew nothing. I fell in love with the town. So you have the basilica at one end of the town, you have the cemetery, and then you have Schwab Estate with the Mount Assisi Sunken Garden. It is the most beautiful garden I think I've ever walked through. It reminded me of something that would be from The Secret Garden. So that's what I fell in love with first. Obviously, for anybody who has ever been to the Doss house, I think you understand why we love the Doss house so much. There's always something happening there. I think there's a preconceived idea that there's just a lot of dark, ugly energy there because of how some people have perceived it with clickbait, which is understandable, but it's not. It's anything but that. I mean, there is definitely some uneasy feelings there. There's definitely some limits to test, paranormal theory, but we have a great time. We've had dance parties in the barbershop. What's cool is that recently, I would say probably over the course of the last 2 or 3 months, guests that are coming to the house with their loved ones or friends or people who they have lost that have been close to them are starting to come through for them there. So that's been really cool to watch.
Well, James, how do you know people are having a hard time reading it? I can change it. Are we having a hard time reading cursive? Did we not learn cursive in school, guys?
Not anymore.
There you go. There you go. We'll simplify it.
Oh man.
Lord. Now, if I had a room full of like high schoolers, that might have. You can sense these things. Gotcha. The family that's come through is amazing. Beth, I have heard some stories and I have yet to have any family members come through, but we didn't capitalize the last time we were there. I know we had a spirit box going. I think actually Beth had. Daryl, I'm so happy that I could be of assistance to your non-cursive reading ass. But I think Beth had necrophonic going and it said something and you looked at me and I'm actually going to formally apologize to you right now publicly because you looked at me and you said, Courtney, did that just say, hey, S? And I think there was just so much going on that we kind of skated by that. But we should have probably stopped.
And a lot of people do because they don't expect that to happen. A lot of people do. They just dismiss, or there's a common name that comes through. They don't correlate, or someone else says, well, maybe that's for me when it really wasn't. And then nobody ever, continues to ask questions to really know. Right.
Now, there's only one person that has passed away this year that has called Sean S. He is the only person Sean's whole life that calls him S. Mm-hmm. And he has come through via our equipment one time before, actually at Clover Hill. Unbeknownst to Sean wanted to try the Estes method for the first time ever. And he tried it at Clover Hill in the chapel. And when he got done with his session, I looked at him. I was recording the whole thing. And I looked at him and I said, when you play back, I said, I'm just giving you a forewarning. You're going to get emotional. So just heads up. With that being said, we concluded our investigation. We went home. Sean, went through everything. And it was like, Sean almost got like, was it like closure? Not closure. What was I forgot what you said. Confirmation. That was the word.
Confirmation, validation. Yeah.
Ronnie, I totally forgot he has an APO education. I forgot. Yeah. So it was like, his death was sudden. It was tragic. And there wasn't a whole lot of answers. It was like a knock at the door. Hey, we found, this person. The next of kin was notified. This is what's going on. We don't really have any other information at this time. And so there was a lot of unanswered questions. Yeah. So, and right before he passed, he told Sean that, which we spoke about at the expo, that energy, we take up space here on Earth, and our bodies might not physically be here, but our energy doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
And they had a really deep, like, paranormal conversation right before, like a week before he passed. And so it was like answering pretty much all of the questions that we had.
Yeah.
As to what happens. So, that was pretty crazy. So, loved ones coming through your equipment is emotional for sure. Can be. Unless you've been talking to this person forever. It seems like you were pretty comfortable. Like, hey, mom, you knew mom was there.
Well, for the longest time, I think a lot of people struggle with this. They don't feel like their loved ones are around them. Like, oh, they're talking to everybody else. They're visiting everybody else. But like you had explained, I think we just don't pay attention to those obvious signs. So that's how, but once I started paying attention, or I didn't have the nerve because the hurt was so new to just be like, hey, mom, if you're here, set that REM pod, like that REM pod that never goes off, set that off to red. And it immediately does that. And then I say, okay, now go touch this thing over here. It's those types of validation, no matter what it is, whether it's residual energy, actually spirit, like whatever it is. It makes you feel better.
Yeah. I see how that would definitely put somebody at ease. But the Doss house, did you know the history of the Doss house prior to purchasing the property, or did you investigate? And then
besides Doss, like we knew who Doss is. We know that because that's Danielle's grandfather. We knew of Doss and his kids that were there. That last family, the 150 years prior to that, we knew absolutely nothing. And we kept it that way for a while to see what groups were going to get, what we were going to get. And then as some things started coming in collectively that groups were consistently getting, then we started looking for the information. Then we started looking for the documentation. Or we would, like, I think Ashley from Dark Hollow was the one who was like, yeah, I looked it up and the earliest piece of documentation was from 1810. So then that sent us down that rabbit hole. Okay, now we need to look into this to see, okay, if this is true, this was actually the first building ever put here. And Prince Gallitzin was here and all of his people and all of so that's something that was really cool with that.
Gotcha. Was there a dentist there?
Yes, Dr. Leo T. Little.
Gotcha.
So what we found out about him, because we kept getting a doctor and we kept just getting the name Little.
I got a doctor. Remember?
Yeah. And we were like, we don't know what this means. So we were like, okay, we feel like there's a doctor here. There was a doctor's bag that was donated to the house and we were constantly getting activity. He was basically the one that was constantly telling us to go to the basement. But then we found out that there was another, because then we got senses of a different doctor who actually ended up being Dr. Pfaff, who was the town's undertaker, who was very close with Prince Gallitzin. So a lot of confusing information back and forth between the two, to where we later found out that Little was the dentist. But, back then dentists did all things, right?
Yeah.
So he basically traveled amongst all of the towns in the area, didn't actually settle down at that house until later on in his life. And then he only owned the property himself for 4 months. It was kind of like a stopping house. Like when he was in Loretto, servicing Loretto, that's the house he stayed at. When he went to neighboring towns, there was other houses that he stayed at. But then he actually did purchase the property. He only had it in his name for about 4.5 months. And then it was transferred and sold to a woman, which also was very weird. The house was deeded to 3 different women, all by the first name of Mary. We thought that was odd because back then properties weren't put in women's names.
No,
not at all. So you
couldn't.
No. Yeah. There was
a husband.
Yeah, we have no idea why. So you had Gallitzin, Pfaff, Dr. Leo T. Little was there. These women's names is Mary.
Them's
women's Mary. And then Doss and his family. So, and see,
I didn't know that Doss was Danielle's grandfather.
A lot of people didn't. We disclosed that information, not telling it willingly because we wanted the Doss house to make a name for itself.
Sure.
We wanted people to come in there and experience everything without influence and see that it is actually, a haunted location without people feeling that it was influenced just because her grandfather had been the doctor. So that's why we went into it with not looking into the history, so that it was just as much of a challenge for us as it was for everybody else. So now that the Doss house has made a name for itself, it has now become a remembrance place for Danielle as well, for her to remember her past loved ones. And we've been able to implement some of their belongings in there, just like, setting up the barbershop the way that he had it, that has helped her with her grief process as well. Being able to go in there and connect with her grandfather sitting in that barber chair, knowing that she's looking in the same mirror that he looked into for years. Again, it's a grief journey for both of us, which is why this location means so much to us.
I love it. I absolutely love that. Leah with the big pink hands. Hi, Leah. So tell us a little bit, without disclosing too much, but what kind of activity has teams reported that they get at the Doss house?
Okay. So all different levels. We have I don't even know the right terminology. So there's a lower vibrational energy and a very high vibrational energy. You get everything from low vibration to high vibration. The lower vibration energies, to me personally, and to each is their own, because there's some spaces that I get a very low vibrational energy that other people don't. So I get a very low vibrational energy in the old basement. I think just the basement in general. I've had some very not so pleasant experiences down there personally. So that's probably why I feel that way. There's the mysterious crawl space that you open the little door going halfway up the steps. Doesn't feel very good to me in there. I have no idea why. Maybe because it's dark and gloomy, or I don't know. We get really weird noises in there. It just feels icky. And lately, like the dining room steps and that main bedroom upstairs. But we've also had a lot of high vibrational energy in all of those spaces. Like I said, dance parties in the barber shop. We had some, it always was a pleasant feeling upstairs. There's a gentleman named John that's attached to the bed up there. Several teams got all of this information on this bed. So, we're on Marketplace. We just need a bed for the house, right? Yeah, we just need a bed for the house. So Danielle finds one on Marketplace. He goes and picks it up, doesn't think anything of it. Chats with this young kid, tells her what we're doing. And he's like, yeah, I just inherited this property from my grandfather, and, just getting rid of a lot of the old stuff, and not knowing, beknownst to us, we bring this bed to the house and there's an energy attached to this bed. Several teams have got the same name. Several teams got the same condition that this gentleman passed away from. Several teams were getting this gentleman's sister's name who was with him when he passed away. We had one team member from Dark Hollow who actually saw in his dream what this man's property looked like. So I told Danielle, I'm like, you have to get a hold of this kid. Like, you told him what we were doing with the bed. Like, he's not going to be too freaked out. So she did. She got a hold of him, and he confirmed everything: the name, the condition the gentleman passed away from, the view of his farm from his window. So and the sister's name. So that was pretty cool. So that's one of many, many things. A lot of religious things come up in that house that a lot of teams get. That's likely information. I will say the shit you guys got the other day, that was a first for me. Like, my mind is still blown.
There's also some things that Danielle has added to the house, a collection that she enjoys. What are those?
Creepy ass freaking dolls.
There is a particular doll that I have grown two particular dolls that I have grown a liking to. One on the bed, and why is the one on the bed special?
The one with the red in the red?
Yes.
You probably like that one because it has some lady's hair on it. Like, it has real hair.
So the one on the bed has human hair.
Yes.
And then the one on the stairs.
Okay. So that was not a doll from the house. Okay. Most of those dolls, except for the red doll and Clarabelle in the living room and Meredith, the doll you're speaking of on the steps, all the rest of the dolls were in there, but those were 3 dolls that we brought in. Meredith on the steps actually belonged to my mother, and her best friend Cheryl brought it. I didn't even know Cheryl had it after my mom had passed away. Because long story short, like anything, my mom's husband was quite a treat to deal with. So some of the things of my mom's that we wanted to have, we had to purchase them. So I didn't know Cheryl had this doll.
Fabulous.
And she brought it and donated it to the Doss house. And we had a couple teams in there, and they were like, do you know this doll's name? Like that, Meredith. And then somebody else would get the name Meredith. And I was like, interesting because that was my mother's doll, and Meredith is my sister. So my mom named dolls after her kids. So
where's the Shauna doll?
I don't know.
I'm gonna need the Shauna doll.
I'm gonna think she had like too many Teddy Ruxpins in my honor. I was the big fluffy automated bear.
that talked with no batteries.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yes, those are the two that I was drawn to. I was immediately drawn to Meredith. Immediately. I'm weird. I
Mhm.
talked to dolls. I lifted Meredith's arms. I moved Meredith because I like to see if dolls will move. So
Did
I
you like
moved
her
her.
fancy shoes?
I do like her fancy shoes. Her whole outfit, her whole getup.
The little wheels. Did you notice she had wheels on the bottom of her feet?
No.
Yes, she does.
So Meredith has those what are them?
Heelys.
Heelys, the skate shoes. Meredith is more swag than I am. That
I
is just
know,
horrible.
right?
But I did. I moved her. That's the first thing I did when I walked in the doll's house before I set up any equipment is I moved her. I moved her at an angle to see if she moved on her own.
Hmm.
I don't think she moved. But I also don't remember going back and confirming that, to be honest, because so much was going on at the DOS. Like
Yeah.
it was so much.
Too much.
Like Sean, like I said in the beginning, Sean summarized our very first investigation with I am stressed out because we were live. And for those that were on our live, and even if you weren't, I'm going to tell you guys, I could not keep moving this camera to the equipment that was going off. So we had cat balls that were going off, REM pod activity, EDI box. Do we have a tracer wire that was going off? Cat balls being thrown. Like
Actually, yeah, the tracer wire did go off. We had the GS tracer wire was going off.
Yeah, I mean, just everything was happening, just all at once,
Mhm.
and it was stressful because it's like when you're on live and you're trying to show everybody like the equipment's going off, you're like facing one piece of equipment, and then all of a sudden another piece, and then another piece, and then Sean just looked at me and he was like, "I'm just stressed out. Like I can't keep doing this. Like this is crazy."
You can't keep up.
So then when we got the opportunity to go with you, it was like a whole nother experience.
Mhm.
The first time we went, I've already talked about this multiple times, so I'm not going to go in depth. I had technology issues, vehicle issues. Those all completely stopped once I started investigating. We had batteries that were drained.
All very common occurrences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his brand new drone would not even leave the ground.
Yeah.
Like at all. What else happened? Very uneasy feeling the very first time. Like we just never got settled. And then there was just a god awful smell in the basement. Like the smell was just terrible. And I thought it was like, I was like, oh, well, maybe there's like a sewage leak or something. And then I thought it was the groundhogs, because that's really how groundhogs they stink so bad.
That happens often too. Like, and then literally 2 hours later, there's nothing.
Right. So then when we went with you guys on Saturday and you were like, I really feel like you should go to the basement. I'm like, it's not that I'm scared. I really just don't want to smell this shit. Like I don't. All right. You know what? I'm going down there. And I told Sean when I came back up, I said it was the weirdest thing. I was down there and it smelled good. It didn't smell bad.
No.
There was no horrible. It almost smelled like I smelled like maybe somebody had on some like maybe light rose lotion,
maybe lavender oil.
It was a good smell. It might have been. Now that I mean, it might have been. It was a light smell, and I was like, okay, this is weird. So then we got to thinking, and Sean, I'll let you touch on this. What if the energy was traveling? You had this conversation. Can you explain that?
I mean,
why would you have a smell in the basement the first time and not the second?
A smell can be an example of manifestation. So we experienced a manifestation this time, which is a manifestation that I've never experienced before. Some sort of ecto manifestation.
That was crazy.
And again, when I speak of manifestation, most people think manifestation is an apparition, which is not always the case. We were in one room, all of us together. No cigarettes or vapes were hit in the house. The barometric pressure was normal. And I had my GS2 laser grid pointed towards the dining room. And all of a sudden, through the floor, and I did confirm it did come from the floor, all of a sudden the room filled up with a cloud of some sort of, it wasn't even a mist.
It was like a rolling fog.
It was like rolling fog just comes through the floor, and it got to the point where it was so thick that my laser grid no longer reached the wall. It was actually filling up in the cloud. And on camera, it looks really wild. I don't know.
It looks like we're at a rave.
Yeah, but, it was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, same here. It was some sort.
Hey, Mama D.
It was
that's Sean's mama.
The weird, yes, Mama, I love you. But it was some sort. The weirdest part about it was it wasn't reading a temperature. However, it was very cold in that room. Mm-hmm. So the GS2 laser grid is designed to read temperature. It reads if 2 degrees lower, it'll show as blue on my screen, and it'll read the temperature. And if it's 2 degrees hotter, it'll show red. And y'all have seen that happen. When you walk in front of it, you're red. If it's a cold spot, it's blue. And it was reading that it was picking up something, but there was no temperature change at all. And 4 other people saw. Well, was it 4?
There was 4 of us.
4 other people saw
3.
it.
Wait, 4, 5.
However many other people than me. 4 other people than me saw it. So it's not like it was just me that saw it. Everybody saw it.
And I was thinking back on that too. Do you remember what happened just prior to that happening?
Sean said it got super cold, and Beth, who was sitting by the opposite side of the frame, said that her leg was cold.
Yeah, well, but Sean and I were in the dining room, just the 2 of us, when we were getting ready to turn the lights off and come over to the kitchen. And I was like, oh, I'm going to put this music box on the basement steps.
Oh, yeah.
The steps. And he
shut the door.
He shut the light off. I closed the door, and the music box went off. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it was my flashlight that tripped that sensor off. So we recreated it, and nothing. He's like, no, Shauna, that wouldn't make that do that. And so, but in that moment, we didn't think anything of it. But then after you sent me those videos, I was like, well, shit, that happened right before we all went into the dining room, and then whatever that was coming up through the floor. So then my mind was like, oh shit, I was right there on the steps putting the music box up as this thing was coming up.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is I was trying to get a video to send to you, but like I'm going to have to get it on the computer and like send it that way, because I was trying to take a video with my phone and it was like pixelated, right? Yeah. But Sean caught like 2. So I showed you all those little light anomalies that were like freaking out in the living room during all of this. But there was like one elongated light anomaly.
I can see it well. That went through the doorway into the living room.
Yeah, so there was more than it did it more than once.
Yes.
It was like it was walking.
Yeah, and like walking. You saw the like break in the legs like that, and I'm like, something was walking around in there. Mm-hmm. And that would coincide with the footsteps we heard, mm-hmm. and the noises that we heard coming from that area.
Yeah.
So, and then we caught, and I did send you this video, your security camera actually kicked on and activated, which I have come to you before and said, what activates your cameras? And you said either motion or sound.
Yes.
So from that room, it either detected motion or sound, mm-hmm. causing that to project a laser type beam on the floor. Because it was bouncing off of Sean's UV lighting.
Yeah.
So that's how it would look in the camera. And so obviously something tripped your camera too.
Yes.
And I'll have to get the timestamp so you can pull that.
Yeah.
And see if maybe you picked up anything. Okay. Let's see, Shauna, did you tell them what was seen before they got there? No, Shauna, you did not.
Okay, so while we were waiting for y'all to show up, we were just standing out in front of the house. I was like, oh, I'm going to start the live. And then y'all pulled up. Well, right before you pulled up, Danielle, there's the light post directly out in front of the front door.
Yeah, with the flag on it.
Yeah, she was sitting there on the little concrete part. Beth was just to her right. And Danielle just froze. And then Beth had noticed that Danielle froze. So she leaned over to look in the house. And Beth went as white as a ghost. She started backing up, hyperventilating, almost in tears. They never did describe to me what they saw, other than that they saw, because the dining room light was on, that they saw a big dark mass come across from the closet into the living room and completely blacked out the dining room light.
So I'm about to send you something.
She never explained to me what it looked like.
So we didn't tell you this.
I'm about to send it to you now.
You were sitting in the barber chair. I was sitting and Courtney and Danielle was downstairs, and I was looking at you. We were talking. I turned to look, and I couldn't see anything. I thought my vision had went out. What had happened was a mass had came and blacked my vision out. So I was wearing those glasses, so I snapped a picture. Yeah. I caught a picture of that mass just as it was leaving.
Go check the Dawes House inbox.
Yeah, go check the inbox.
I just sent it to you.
I caught a picture of the black mass as it was. It's funny you talk. Now you and I haven't discussed this.
No.
All right, so check your
picture. Beth never. They just said it was. Danielle screaming at her like, "You saw that, didn't you? You effing saw that, didn't you?" And Beth is like in full-blown panic mode because she's never encountered anything like that before. She's not really sure how to process this information.
Oh God, Beth, we're not taking you to the Rainworth, baby girl. Lord have mercy.
Like, so I was, she calmed herself down, and oh my.
So that's the picture I snapped with my glasses.
It blocked out the whole screen. Sean saw it, and it caused him to take a picture.
And you and I have not spoke of this situation. Yeah, we've never spoke of this incident. I saw it too.
Oh, no. I'm telling you, like this, like, doesn't this make you want to like buy like 20 more cameras and have one at every angle of every room at every moment? Like, that's what it makes me want to do. I have never.
So the crazy thing is Sean was just talking about cameras, and Shauna sent it to me, Beth said.
I literally you were talking, and I turned, and everything was blacked out. I literally thought like my vision had left. And as the mask moved, I said, "Oh shit, that's a mask!" So I instantly snapped a picture with my glasses. And that's what I got.
You said I was over in the barber shop at this time.
Remember when you were sitting in the barber chair and I was sitting beside you? Yeah. And I was looking towards the hallway in the dining room.
Yep. And you walked
over. That's where the mask it was just finishing crossing by when I snapped that picture. That's why you see partial the dining room.
We all need to be wearing those glasses, Courtney.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. I agree.
We need to save up though for about 5 years.
Yeah, me too.
Those glasses are great for investigating.
I'm gonna go to my boss in the morning and be like, "Hey, boss, I need more hours. I need to.
You gotta buy these glasses.
I need these glasses." Yeah, but Beth said to send it to her.
I'm on it. I just sent it.
So the crazy thing is Sean has been the camera contraption that you saw is like a hand-built contraption that Sean created, and we've done a lot of research with lighting, and it stemmed from a location that we had here in Lynchburg that did not like, I'm going to get this wrong, red light?
Right.
Red light. Okay, I got it right. Yay, I adulted. All right. Did not like red light. If you cut a red light on, a red flashlight, red laser grid, red of any sort, it would cut it off, drain your battery down to zero, no red lights. But it would communicate with you if you had a green laser grid on by cutting it on and off intelligently. Like, okay, I cut the red one off. Let's talk through the green one. If you're here and you understand me, can you cut off the green light for me? And full battery, the green laser grid would cut off. So we started saying, okay, so what if spirits see lighting differently than we do?
Mm-hmm.
And we started really getting into researching, investigating with lighting, different types of lighting.
It's funny you say that. A good friend of ours, Jay, they call him the flashlight man. He has this big long strap that he wears, and he has mag lights of every color. We get some of the coolest. I mean, you're talking about colored lighting, but I'm talking about like intelligent response to lights. He'll put a purple one over here, a yellow one over here, a green one back here, and he'll say, if this is so and so, light up the green flashlight, and the green flashlight will come on, or nothing.
I love this.
You know, if this is a child, light up the yellow flashlight, and then the yellow. So that's a new thing that we've been seeing, and it is like, yeah, it's super cool. Super.
Yeah, and I love that because it's like, so we took it a step further and we said, okay, well, what lighting was going when we caught the most evidence? So Sean, being the science geek he is, sat here and he's like, okay, so I'm catching more masses, apparitions, things like that with this UV lighting. And Ronnie just commented, we've used ambient lighting on investigations before. Ronnie and Sean have had extensive conversation about what lighting is best to use during investigations. So what Sean did that night at the Doss house was actually something new, because you added the third UV light to it. To see if I give it 3 UV lights, let's see what happens. And we caught a whole mist coming up from the floor, a black mass, and like all this stuff. So maybe if it's the way that I'm thinking, maybe they don't see the UV lighting, so they're more likely to just kind of free roam, as opposed to, you know, oh, I've got a whole spotlight on you with a flash from a cell phone. I'm not going to show myself.
But what is UV lighting, though? It goes back to what our talk was. What is UV light? UV light is energy.
It is a trick question. I've learned not to answer, Sean.
It's energy.
Energy, okay.
UV light is energy. If you look up what is energy, that was the question that Angel asked me from Dark Hollow. I could give a whole 2-hour-long presentation on what energy is. There's many forms of energy, and the one form of energy that nobody talks about is there's kinetic energy, there's heat energy, but you have ultraviolet energy. What makes plants grow?
UV lighting.
UV light. So
I mean, what kind of plants are we growing?
We had a room full of UV light. And then all of a sudden, the entire room fills up with a mass of some sort of manifestation. So again, it's just trial and error testing. But the room was filled with energy from a light source. It's just a theory.
Now, we want to go back to the Doss house because, guys, if you haven't investigated the Doss house, book it. By the way, you've got
you're going to be there a lot. I have a feeling.
5 days. 5 days. Right now, they're running a special. Okay, $100 off. If you book it right now within the next 5 days and pay in full, it is for Friday and Saturday, it's $250, and for Sunday through Thursday, it's $150.
Yep,
$150, and you can pick your day anytime in the next 6 months.
6 months. Yep, I think that's where everybody was getting confused. They were thinking they had to come this month to save $100. No, you just have to pick a future date within the next 6 months by the end of August to save the $100.
Right. So, I mean, I would jump on it, guys, for sure. Full spectrum is multiple color spectrum of UV lights. See, and now I use full spectrum lighting too.
So let's take it a step further with Ronnie and James, both of you.
Yeah, experiment with a strobe.
James, experimenting with a strobe is very old school. I'm wanting to do that here soon. It's old school. Strobe light slows everything down, slows motion down. I think you'll get some great captures. And Ronnie, yes, the camera that I'm using with those UV lights is a full spectrum camera as well.
Hey, Haunting Angels.
Hey, Haunting Angels.
We got to get them into the Doss house.
Yes.
Haunting Angels right now, 6 days, $100 off, $250 for a weekend date. You got 6 days to book it. You can utilize it within the next 6 months.
Up to eight people and 12 hours. If you need longer, we definitely accommodate people to come longer.
Yeah. But we were just talking about what do we want to bring to the Doss house next time we come?
Talk about so much stuff.
Tesla.
Oh, I want to bring my UV with a Tesla coil in that dining room.
You froze.
Now, explain to Shauna.
You know
Go ahead.
I said I would like to bring my UV setup with a Tesla coil just to see what happens.
You bring whatever you want, man.
That's my next experiment.
So I will say, when he runs the Tesla coil, I do. Okay, I'm going to fill you in 2 seconds, but I will be exiting the house because it gives me a massive migraine when the Tesla coil is going off. A Tesla coil is essentially you're cutting on and you're ionizing the air. You're energizing the house.
You're filling the whole room full of energy. And
so too much ionization gives me a migraine. And so I just have to step outside for it, which is fine. I can go in like right after it's off.
Yeah.
But Sean, do you have a Tesla coil?
The energy that's in there already gives you a headache.
It can, yeah.
I've got one, but it'll take me too long.
That's fine.
Right now.
That's fine. But yeah,
Beth, I'll send you a video of me setting it up and showing you what it does.
Yeah. Okay. So Beth, have you seen one of those plasma balls where you put your hand on it and the little I call them the lightning bolts come to your fingers? Okay. So a Tesla coil is essentially a deconstructed plasma ball, and you can touch them like that. I mean, obviously it's not recommended. Like, let's hold your hand on a raw Tesla coil, right? But you can touch them. Same exact concept. They're going to go to your fingertips just like that. But it makes this like, I call it the tapping sound. It'll go tap, 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 tap really loud. It's a zap. And then it ionizes the air and essentially energizes the location. So instead of the spirits having to drain batteries, instead of them having to do this, we're giving them free energy.
It's kind of like, not to change the subject, it's kind of what my incubator does for my little puppies, because I breed dogs. It has an ionizer in it, so it kind of does the same thing. Yep. It is very obnoxious.
Very old school investigating technology.
Low voltage Jacob's ladder.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep. So, okay, let me back up here. Haunting Angels, I know you guys just jumped in. So we are talking with Shauna. We are missing half of Unique Paranormal 1.5, Danielle, but she is a nurse, guys. So she is out saving lives. She is out being a badass right now. But they own the Doss House in Loretto, Pennsylvania. Okay. And
Loretto.
Right now, yeah, there goes Sean with he kept saying Loretto. Loretto, Pennsylvania. All right. Yep. We have had the opportunity, the pleasure of investigating this location not once but twice. We are not done with it because I have so many questions. But right now they're running a special. So their full price is $350 for a Friday or Saturday night. Right now, if you book it and pay in full before August 31st, it's $100 off. So for a Friday or a Saturday night, it's $250, and you can pick a date now within the next 6 months. You don't have to utilize it now. Like if you wanted to come in April or wait, is that 6 months? I don't know, whatever. April sounds good. 6 months, within 6 months. Okay.
Definitely. Also, we're also doing if you come in on Friday at 6 p.m. until 3 o'clock on Sunday, that's $400 right now only. You get the whole weekend. There
you go. 2 days.
That's $400. It's an even better deal. The only thing that sucks is there's no shower there. So you just might be a little stinky by Sunday.
Yeah. Just consider it primitive camping, guys. Primitive
if you stink, you investigate better.
But you know what? There's this cool thing at Walmart called like body wipes.
Dude wipes. Love those.
Dude wipes. Yeah, dude wipes. And women can use dude wipes. I did not know that until recently, and I got excited.
Civil War reenactor, dude wipes are your best friend.
Yes. So.
And I want to put this out there too. So just because the price is low.
And Daryl, yes, we will be there.
Daryl, I will bring Tesla coil at the jail. I didn't think of that last time, but yes, I will. And just to put this out there, the price of the Doss House, don't let it scare you.
Scare you? That's like a phenomenal price.
No, I'm just saying. A lot of people may say, "Well, that's low. I don't want to go." They're just trying to get people in there. Listen, this is probably the only location where I physically have felt uneasy going into.
And what happened to you in the barbershop?
What happened? Oh, Shauna was sitting beside me when that happened. I was sitting in the barbershop.
No. Danielle and I were in the basement. We heard it.
That's right. Y'all heard it live. That's right. You weren't in there yet. You heard it. I was just sitting there chilling, staring at stuff, looking around. All of a sudden, something flicked my damn hat just like that. I was like, what was that? I thought you were messing with me.
We all heard it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I heard it.
Yeah.
But this is a place where, I walked into, felt uneasy. It wasn't the type of uneasy where I felt evil. Please, this field needs to stop with the demonic shit. That needs to stop. But I felt uneasy as if, okay, this place has got somebody in here somewhere. Where are they at kind of thing. It was more of a, all right, someone's about to jump around the corner. Where are they at? That kind of feeling. The first time I had any kind of manifestation the way that happened, yes, I've seen mist before. I've seen fog, but not where it looked like somebody literally just took a vape and clouded out the room that fast.
Mm-hmm. And no, I was not vaping. For those that know, I blow big clouds.
And no, we didn't have any vapes hit that night. I mean, it's a hell of a location, and for that price, I was just complaining about prices.
We don't set our prices to. We just want to keep the doors open. Okay, we want to keep the doors open, and we want people who necessarily can't afford these higher budgeted places to have some place that they can go and have awesome experiences. And like, a lot of people are in this for business, and that's awesome. To each is their own. I just wanted a location that I could pay the bills and keep the doors open and make sure the structure doesn't fall down. That's it. So that's why I run a lot of specials, because I want as many people who can to get in there. I've even had families that, they just don't have a budget at all. And we go and we let them in so they can have a good time and experience the Doss House, because that's what the Doss House is for people to come and experience paranormal activity, have a good time, possibly connect with people they never have before, and learn new things, test new methods. That's what it's there for. That's what it's all about.
And I love that. I've talked about that before on the show. Places, I understand that this is a business, and I understand location owners have overhead, they have bills to pay, they have to keep the lights on, and they have repairs. I don't mind paying a location, but when it gets up to a certain point where the location
it's ridiculous.
It's driving around in nice cars, have big houses,
and their structure is falling.
And the structure is falling apart, and there hasn't been any repairs to it. That's when I have a problem with paying stuff. And you guys have a hell of a location. And, I've been to several places, and there's places I won't go to because of the price. I'll be honest. Can I pay it? Yeah. But will I go? No, just because of the price.
Yeah.
So, I would go to y'all's location anytime. Any chance I get.
Y'all know that. Chance I get. Welcome anytime. We're sad we have to paint it. We're going to have to paint it.
No.
Why?
The fact that y'all place looks the way
the company is making us.
No.
Can we like paint it something raggedy?
Do like a shit brown or something.
We don't know what we were going to do yet, but we got the notice that, we have to seal because the whole structure is made of wood, and it does, we need to get something protective on there.
Can you put a clear sealer?
Maybe, but I know all of the.
Isn't there like a clear wood sealer?
Yeah, but all the peeling paint has to go. And if we can't get all of the peeling paint off, then we have no choice but to paint it.
Yeah. And Daryl put a comment up. I want to back up really quick, but I want to address this really quick. Daryl said that he does that with his location, keep it affordable. You guys have got to come down with us and join us. So Daryl Paulette is with Bedford Paranormal, and he does investigations out of the Spirit of Clover Hill Village and the Appomattox County Jail in Appomattox, Virginia. Okay. And it's like $50 a person.
Oh, shit.
That's it.
How far is that from where because how far are you guys from where Danielle's working?
Where's Danielle working right now? Charlottesville?
Yeah.
So an hour and 15. So Appomattox is going to be less than that, right? Well, it's a different direction. So about the same.
About an hour.
About an hour.
Yeah, we
something like that.
We could definitely do that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so I mean, we can definitely go over there. I've got some unfinished business at the jail. The little
Courtney flashed
the little
ghost.
inmates like boobies. Yeah.
The inmates would love y'all's twerking.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll bring it. We'll make sure we bring it.
Absolutely. Pressure washer party to remove the paint. We could
Good
do
idea, Jay.
That's actually not a bad idea.
We could give
You
it a
know
shot.
what? We could do something like that. Like have a paint party and then like everybody show up and donate their time to help and then investigate.
Hey, whoever's down, like
If you guys are down for that.
oh, always.
But I want to tell you guys, I know we're kind of running out of time. We've gone over, but wait, what did Ronnie say? We just went to Gettysburg, Pennhurst, and Brushy Mountain in November. It does, Ronnie. It does.
It really
It's crazy, especially doing those locations. Lord. Beth said we got a pressure washer too. We can come with it.
Yeah,
we can come with it.
We all line up with pressure washers, do like some Ghostbusters.
Oh my God. Paranormal paint party.
There it is.
I love it, Emily. Emily, make the charcuterie boards.
Emily's still in here?
It's
No,
a charcuterie board.
hold on. I want to talk about something. Really quick though, guys, before you book this, I know that a lot of people do what me and Sean do before they book a location. Okay. They get on YouTube and they start researching. Do not let the clickbait fool you. Okay. Do not let the clickbait fool you. And I'm going to say that loud and I'm going to say it right now. Demons don't possess locations. Demons come with a purpose or a specific person. Now, can there be evil energy somewhere or angry energy? I believe so. But people who keep putting demonic this and demonic that are really starting to make me have to go to my hairdresser a lot more frequently. You guys are driving me crazy. Oh my God, Ronnie said he's pressure washing in a Speedo.
You know what?
Jesus Christ.
You know what? I'm going to bring my American flag Speedo.
Oh my God. In the freaking
Danielle said too, we all need to plan going over to because the town loves us all so much that we need to go over and play bingo.
Bingo.
Friday.
Oh, we said bingo. Jinx. Are you talking about at the little place across the street?
Yeah.
They were having a massive band that night, and we all looked at each other and we were like, we should go over there and like totally get down. Like, no, we got investigating to do. But yes, thank you, Daryl. Thank you. Because yes, Ronnie said it. Demonic activity is very, very, very rare. Mm-hmm. And if you experience true demonic activity, you might want to take a look at what's going on in your personal life. I have seen a video recently where the Doss house is demonic.
Everywhere.
There has been a couple that they have thrown out there, and that, and then you watch the video and it's nothing of the sort.
We can do that too.
I understand, like, clickbait is clickbait and you want to do what you got to do to get the views. Unfortunately, being a location owner, there's really, to each is their own. You can't really dictate that kind of stuff. So, all I can say, come out and just experience it yourself. Or jump on our lives when we're there. You'll see, it's a great place to investigate. And it is all about the energy you bring into this place for sure.
Absolutely.
And what you are expecting to experience and stuff like that. And you're going to have a great time. You're always going to get something. You might get some awesome EVPs, a couple hits on a REM. To me, I go places and I don't get shit. Nothing. Doss house, I always get something. And that's another thing about, like, there are certain groups out there that if they go into a location and shit isn't flying off the wall and chairs aren't moving themselves or pushing themselves in, they had a horrible time. And then you have groups that will say, oh, we got some awesome, it was a quiet night. It was a quiet night, but we got some great EVPs. We got some hits on the REM. Like, like, oh, that sounds like you had a pretty decent time,
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think there's just a misconception of paranormal. Like, it took 15 years before I ever saw a full-bodied apparition in a photo that I took. Like 15 years
Look,
it took me to get that.
Yeah. Seriously. No, you are not telling any lie whatsoever. Sean calls it all the time. I love this terminology. If you have a picture of a full-bodied apparition, that is literal paranormal gold.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is like the holy grail of paranormal. We have 4,976 photos on our phones of nothing.
Yes.
Of a laser grid just hoping a shadow crossed it.
Yep. Spend
You know
8
what I'm saying?
hours in a place and you got 10 minutes of actual activity. Like, I'm like, yeah, this is great. And honest to goodness, as much as we go to the DOS house has spoiled us.
Yeah.
So now we're like, we go to places and we're like, that was really fun. It was, but even though we didn't get a lot of, because I'm all about the intelligent activity.
Yes.
Like intelligent responses, like EVPs. I love how Sean is so into EVPs. Like, I absolutely love that. Just basic paranormal activity. Like, or like you said, the colored mag lights, like that kind of stuff is what gets me. If I get 10 minutes of that in 8 hours, I'm thrilled.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and even with the REM pod, as much as Sean hates it, okay, he even said to me after we left the DOS, he said, I watched the REM go off. You asked Mr. Leonard to touch the REM. He did. And then you asked him to back up and stop touching it, and it stopped. He's like, I can't explain that one.
Mm-hmm.
The intelligent stuff is always what keeps me doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It always will be.
What got me was what, Sean, I know we're running over, like you said, but if you could tell the people what you told me about the experience that happened upstairs in the bedroom for you.
I will say that it was a beautiful thing it was you, Courtney, Danielle, and Beth, and we were able to work together as a team. And what I feel, I could be wrong, but what I feel solved a puzzle in that short amount of time. Just to make a long story short, y'all have a flag that was donated to y'all. Mm-hmm. The flag was bought at a shop in Pennsylvania that was close by, and we got a name across the spirit box. I'm not going to repeat that name because I want another team that might get that evidence. Mm-hmm. And the name came across the spirit box. 2 names that didn't match, in my opinion. There was not a common name. And I did a little bit of research, and there was only 1 name in the database that matched a veteran that could have possibly been attached to that flag that retired. And once we kept talking about that name and talking about that flag, every piece of equipment we had set out went off, including one that y'all said doesn't commonly go off. Mm-hmm. Everything started happening, and then all the activity stopped. Like nothing else went off after that. And I never experienced that in that short amount of time. And to me, that was a beautiful thing. That was really cool to me. Yeah. I never seen nothing like that happen that quick. It was like, it told us who it was. We found out who it was. It let us know, hey, I'm here. And then just everything stopped after that. And then it was like on to the next thing. And
almost like a thank you.
It was like a thank you for acknowledging me, and then left. And then the next thing that happened was we set up equipment somewhere else, and then that fog incident happened.
Yeah.
And I can't even say it was a mist. It was like a thick rolling fog that was constantly moving, with no air blowing. No fan, I believe, was on that night. Mm-mm. There was no reason for the thing to be moving in that way.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough thing these days to actually get a group of people who actually can relate, kind of be on the same wavelength of trying to, do these things collaboratively, respectfully, in a manner like that, and things to come out the way that they did. That's tough to get groups together like that anymore. So that was awesome. And I'm so thankful you were able to experience that there.
It was just crazy how the amount of teamwork and effort was put into that. Everybody was doing something different and contributing to it. Not everybody was actively investigating. Everybody was, I think you weren't even aware what was going on at the time.
No,
I think you were
under.
Yeah. So you weren't even really doing anything but calling out what you were hearing in the spirit box. Danielle was on the bed, kind of monitoring what was going on. Beth, I forgot what she was, but it was just everybody was doing a different part. It was just beautiful how that whole collaboration meshed into one thing, and something was, answered.
Yeah.
I thought that was just really cool how that happened.
Yeah, you can't investigate with everybody, but when you find your people, it's awesome. And I can speak for you when I say we've talked about this for the past couple days. Like, you guys have definitely become our people, like our para family.
It's only a few people. I'm able to have a good investigation. Well, some of them are in the chat here.
Yes, Beth was running Necro. That's right.
Yeah, some of them are in the chat here. Definitely now, y'all. But it's not everybody that you can investigate. Some people I've just literally pulled out the obelisk or whatever it's called and just let it run because I don't want to investigate no more. If y'all see me pull out an obelisk, just know I'm getting irritated.
Unless they request it in the live, because I have had people request
unless it's requested.
So, but yeah,
I don't think anybody in this chat who's investigated when they see me pull one out.
And everybody knows I cannot stand an obelisk. That was the biggest waste of money.
I'm not talking about y'all.
But I mean, that's what keeps me investigating, guys. This paranormal investigation is like a big puzzle to me, and I really like to solve mysteries. I'm a huge true crime buff. And it's like, it's when you're piecing together things like that, or you have like unanswered questions, or when you leave a location with more questions than you came in with. I think that's when it becomes an awesome experience for me personally, because I left the DOS house the first time pretty much saying like, what the F just happened? And then I went like the second time and I'm like, that just happens. But what about this? Yeah. Now I have more questions. So the third time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have more questions and more. And that, in my opinion, is a haunted location.
Yeah.
There's only one other location aside from the DOS that I will say the same thing about. And we frequent that. So DOS will be on our frequent list for sure. Yes, Emily, we love us some Lost Souls PI too.
You just got to stop at line, Emily.
No, here we go. Look, Emily had to throw Ronnie in there. We do love it. What is a paranodal?
Paranodal?
Paranodal.
Awesome paranodals.
Paranodals.
We do love Bedford too.
Yes, we do love Bedford. We have a lot of our people in here tonight, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to have this podcast. We wouldn't have all of the support that we have. Candy, you are correct. It's amazing.
We got some good folks that we surround ourselves with.
Yes,
definitely. Yes.
But I'll get with Daryl and find out if he has any dates upcoming. Let me know what day you guys are looking at, like when you may want to come down for a Friday or a Saturday. It's possible that we could do 2 in one night. Do like a couple hours at one and a couple hours at another. Yeah. They're not very far. They're like 5 minutes away from each other.
After this weekend, like we're going to Michigan to Eloise Asylum, and then we're free for a couple weekends until the end of September.
Okay. Yeah. And then we need to get together about what we talked about too.
Heck yeah, we do.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate Emily. Emily, stop lying. Michelle, thank you. We love you. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We are on the other side and Hill City Paranormal. Thank you, Shauna, with Unique Paranormal and the DOS House.
Where can we find you, Shauna?
Yep.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We have a website, the DOS House -PA.com. You can find us there. And if you want to get a hold of us to book the house, it's the DOS House 278@gmail.com.
And guys, if you don't follow them on TikTok, they will be live this weekend from Eloise in Michigan. And that is pure entertainment. I don't care what anybody says. They're live.
I might sing.
Yeah. Are you guys going on Saturday?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I know you guys are going.
All right. You know what? We're going to have to collaborate this because we have people that now fight over us on live. So like if you're going at 9:00, I'm going to go at 10 or whatever.
All right.
We'll
We'll figure
collaborate.
it out. We'll figure it out.
I'll invite you to co-host, and you'll be like in Michigan, and I'll be like in West Virginia. It'll be hilarious. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. We'll see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.